Hello there, Carpologists. I'm Joe.
And I'm Luke.
And today you join us on the banks of Avalon Fishery for a quick overnighter.
And obviously being a quick overnighter, you do still want a bit of comfort, which is why we've taken over the whole bank with 4 Euro style shelters.
Indeed, and we will be focusing on one shelter in particular on each video, but just to give you an idea of what we've got with us. Luke is slotted under the Extreme TX2 man Bivvy, which I'll be sleeping in tonight, and the wrap, which will be going on in a second. And we've got the Extreme TX2 base camp behind me.
A little bit further down, we've got the Extreme TX2 dome and the XXL dome as well.
And for this video, we're going to be focusing on the one that I'm sleeping in tonight, the Extreme TX2 Bivvy. Well, it's now the following morning, and last night dropped off extremely cold, as you can see from some of the clips. Everything was iced up and frosty, so it's another good reason of putting the wrap on last night. This is the Extreme TX2 man wrap, and it basically does exactly what it needs to. It's a second layer to give you extra protection, protect you from the elements, reduce condensation and keep you a bit warmer, which was certainly needed last night. 2 rod retaining straps on the either side, and then you've got just a standard door. You can zip it down or zip it up. Nothing else really fancy on that, but another great thing about the wrap is how much extra space, if you need it. It's already a big shelter, but as you can see from that camera angle, with and without the port section, it gives you probably an extra 2.5 feet of space. Perfect for all your buckets, the things that get a bit wet and muddy, buckets and your boots and things you don't want in your bivvy, just chuck them in there. Anyway, I'm gonna take this back off and show you the main bivvy underneath. As you can see, the wrap is now off to reveal the Extreme TX2 man bivvy, and the main construction of it is 4 ribs which come from 2 central points on either side and a peak at the front, so it gives you loads of structural integrity, and also this large peak gives you a lot more coverage from driving rain. To keep its strength because of the size of it, you've also got 5 tension bars going from front to back, so from the peak all the way to the base of the ground at the back, giving it that front to back tension as well as the sideways tension. Now moving on to the front of the shelter, it's packed full of features. Now like I've already mentioned, you've got the large peak which protects you from a lot of driving rain, and there's rod retaining straps on either side. But the door itself has several different functions. You can have it zipped all the way down like we do at the moment, and a mozzie mesh revealed down to halfway. Now the idea of it being halfway down, I assume, is because the driving rain can't reach to this part. If it was all the way down, then the bottom of the door, if it was still mesh, could let water through. So this allows you to have mesh open even if it's raining. Or you can have that completely zipped back up as it was, so a solid panel, or zip the door as letterbox style, or all the way up and clipped up, or fully removed if you wish to. To the sides, you've got windows with PVC option, solid panel option, or mesh option, all completely built in. So there's none of this taking off a panel and replacing it with another one, all included, so you can choose whether to have windows, solid, or mesh, and giving you lots of ventilation at the front, or completely solid if you want to. And lastly, you've got 2 different mounting points for the pegs at the bottom, so if you want to slightly lower the front, you can do, or have it as its highest, which it is at the moment, which doesn't quite fit me underneath, but at 6'1", it's not far off. As you can see, the front can fully peel back as well, so if you wanted an open fronted shelter like so, got full panoramic of the lake in front of me, you can do so. Extra ventilation, but because of that large peak, as I've mentioned a few times, if the weather decides to change, I've still got so much shelter in front of me that I'm going to stay nice and dry back here, but still have all of that viewpoint in front of me. And if the ground started getting boggy and horrible and miserable, and you want to be a bit warmer in the winter, got heavy duty ground sheet as well, can be velcroed in and out nice and easily. Now the features don't finish at the front. As you can see from the side and back, the vents continue. You've got 2 large vents either side of the shelter and 2 large vents at the back, so it just gives you full ventilation all the way through. If you've got all the mozzie vents open, you can still be protected in there from mozzies and things in the summer, but still get that airflow going through. And onto the inside, as you can see, on a solo overnighter, all my stuff is just kind of swallowed up in here. Perfect for 2 people, of course, as it's a 2-man bivvy, but I have got my wide boy bed chair in here, pushed at a bit of an angle and still oceans of space. So for those of you that like to have a 2-man shelter just for a bit of extra space, there is stacks of it in here. But bed chair either side, absolutely no issues. You've got little mesh pockets either side for your valuables like keys, phones, or receivers and things like that. But also, what you might want to know is that you can also stand up in it. Now I'm 6'1", and I've got probably a few centimeters between my head and the top of the bivvy, so I can stand up in here. So if you're shorter than me, then absolutely no issues. Now the weights of these two, combined, the main bivvy itself and the wrap, are as follows. The bivvy is 14.5 kilos and the wrap is 6.5 kilos. And the prices, RRP, are as follows as well. The wrap was $249.99 and the main bivvy itself is $399.99. So for more information, please head over to the JRC website. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you again soon.